Well, today we're gonna have fun. We're gonna be cooking some chicken legs. You guys are gonna love this. If you're new to the channel, just subscribe. I'll show you today how to save a ton of money and get some great food going. Nice and healthy stuff. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go and get our legs done. What I do on this one is I'm gonna take the leg and I'm gonna remove the end of it. Very simple. Start by cutting the tendon and then basically ripping it off. Good forearm workout, and then we're going to be able to cook our chicken. Fairly easy to understand. You know, $8 to $10 for about 8 to 10 wings. If you want to do the same thing with the chicken drumstick or the end of the leg, see about 20 of them for less than $8, and there's obviously a lot more meat. You can get them at anywhere from $1.10 a pound to $1.40 a pound at the local store, and then you can make the exact same recipe that you'll do with normal wings. Just add your rubs. If you don't know what rub to use, I have 3 or 4 on the channel. They're really good rubs, and then you basically can play with that. So what I'll do is I'll clean those up so they're easy to put on the plates, and then if you want to get fancy, I'll remove all the small tendon, so when you eat them you can eat everything that's on there. So next step is fairly simple. I'd like to have my wings fairly dry. I don't want them saggy and wet when they come out of the stove, so I'm going to put them on a grill. A bit of olive oil, basically rub on the chicken itself. Very simple. You can go heavy, you can go light, depending on what you want. And generally, if I do this much, like I have over 20 on this one, so I'll probably do 2 or 3 types of rub. I'll do a barbecue one, or I'll do a nice and salt and pepper one. So you have 2 choice. And then if you have kids, obviously you can maybe go a bit lighter on the spice for a few, so the kids can also have their own. They're fairly easy to figure it out once they're on the rack, you know which ones are which. So this is probably the cheapest and easiest way, you know, if you want to replace your wings and you want to do something else. And they're actually excellent if you can bring them in your lunch during the week. That's also good to go. So this is a good Sunday afternoon football game, kind of getting ready, or it's a Monday night football, a snack, and then you can have lunch for the next day. Obviously, once you've done all of this, the next thing you probably want to do is get some veggie going or get something else going. So there's another thing that we're going to do at the end of this video, and you'll love it. I like to do my veggies like that because I can prep them in the morning, put them in a bowl, and then I can go on all night. So once I'm done getting ready for all my chicken, this is what it's going to look like. This is going to go into the stove at 350, a good hour to an hour 25. If you want to go a bit deeper, get them a bit drier, you can leave them a bit longer. So I'm going to get some veggie going to go with this. Very simple. I'll probably do that as soon as I have some time during the day. Cut all my veggies, get them all cut up. You see they're about in size about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, and then a bit of rub. And all I'm doing is I'm going to use my hand and I'm going to get my olive oil in there and just mix it all up, make sure it's all good to go. Once I'm happy and it's good to go, this is great. I can put a lid on that and leave that in the stove if I want to, or if it's the afternoon, I'm almost ready to make supper, I can put that in the stove. This will cook at least for an hour, and then obviously test them out if they want nice and crunchy, or if you want them a bit more soft. Very easy. Normally the carrots is the one that takes the longest to cook, so taste the carrot. If the carrots are getting soft a bit, everything else is probably a bit overcooked. So if the carrots are a bit crunchy, then everything is probably good to go. So a bit of carrots, bit of sweet potato, whatever type of veggie you want to do. If you're doing beets, you notice that my beets are not with the rest of my veggies. Simple reason is if I do my veggies all together, that's all good, but as soon as I put the beets in there, the taste of the beets is going to overwhelm every other veggie, and then you don't taste the other veggies anymore. So I'll do my beets in a separate bowl, and I'll do all my other veggies in a different bowl. And then very simple principle at the end of this, wax paper, so it limits the cleanup. Shove it all on there, try to make it as flat as you can. And then so once you're happy with that, I'll keep my beets to one side, and I'll do my beets like that. So all this is amazingly good for your body, and then obviously you can bring that in your lunch if you do cook a bit too much. Generally, you know, the prep time is what takes the longest, and then obviously making the recipe is the easiest thing to do. So as you see, I don't want to mix my beets again because then it tastes overwhelms. When it's all cooked and done, you can mix them up on your plate to make it nice and colorful. But when you're actually cooking or if you're prepping, I would highly recommend just keep them separate. And then you see if they're in a bowl like this, put that in the fridge, and then it's good to go. It can sit there all day, and then you can cook them at night. Makes it a lot easier. Your prep is done. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoy this, and have a good one.